the ankles, right?
You know what I'm saying? As much as you could.
Okay, VPR Radio, here we are. We're live today, Thursday, April 8th. I'm excited. Got my brother, my partner in the building looking fresh
No man,
to
no man.
death.
You know what I mean? I ain't nothing like Qiana or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Qiana, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
It's
what
funny
happened?
how our transition to the internet from being at Radio Free Brooklyn
Mhm.
and just the commute there and everything like that. And
Yes.
how everyone there, like I watched how everyone would tune in and say, the Qiana's so beautiful on our live stream. And then when we would be there in the studio, I love how online they show the same love and it's been respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's calmed down from the earlier days of VPR where guys were just a little bit more overt. How can I get
Yeah.
your number? I
Yeah.
remember those
Yeah,
days
yeah,
doing
they
that.
were. But I think every time there's always a time and a place, right? Like we were in the
Oh,
Brooklyn basement, you feel me? And I
we
think
living
they
it
were
up,
just
though.
like, yo, let me shoot the shot. We did have some moments, but I think overall our guests have been very good with not being crazy,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's good.
The emails got more uniformed. Shout out to all the artists that still email us their music now for
Yeah,
submission to
absolutely.
our playlist. I appreciate that. Right now, I'm just trying to send the live stream to everyone because people like watching on YouTube. Some people listen to
They
it
do.
live.
I
So
see
I've been doing
everyone checking
that.
in. Good afternoon, everybody.
But Qiana, you want to hear something funny? Right before I got on air, what I found out.
I always do.
All right, you know they did a poll for The Rock running for president, and they said
Okay.
nearly half backed him. Their black people backed him for running for president. What they're doing
Interesting.
with the poll. You know,
What are his political views? I mean, I don't think that I know that.
we don't even. It's not even getting to that. Let's just look at the
Right.
fact.
We don't need
Yeah,
political
we the
views.
internet.
It's about popularity.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's talk about
Yeah.
the internet now. Like since our last president, it's opened the doors to a lot of it opened the doors to a lot of individuals now that
Well,
don't
tell
even
them
have
stop calling you, B. It's Thursday afternoon.
you know what I mean? I turned that down. I have to turn it down. But yeah, it's just like if you have a social media following now, you
Yep.
can now bring that to any walk of life and benefit from it. The Rock has no political background that I know of personally right now, and
No,
people are
not that I know
on
either.
the internet, and it's just like and people are backing it. Look at that, the power of the internet.
Social media is an extremely powerful entity.
Yeah.
And like I said, as with anything, any platform, any type of technology, it can be used for good, it could be used for bad. But I think that when it comes to a point, and it's funny because I was watching a Twilight Zone episode the other day, and they had like gotten rid of books. It was kind of Big Brother-ish, right?
Yeah.
New World Order-ish. And they were like, who needs books? No one reads anymore. We do everything with our technology. And I was like, yo, this was like 50 something years ago. And that's really where we are now. So people aren't doing their due diligence. They're not researching. They're basing a lot of their ideas and things that can actually be life changing and really effective for large groups of people. They're taking influence instead of taking the information and knowledge that goes along with that person and their ideas. And that's really sad. I saw a Facebook video. In fact, Emily had posted it up. Shout out to
Shout out to
Emily.
Emily. Dope content.
She's
All the
dope.
time.
She's
Share
so
our
dope.
content. Yeah.
Go and follow her. Emma Isley, I believe is her
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. But yeah, like 15 people went into a building and the dude lint rolled them all. And nobody even noticed. This is how asleep people are. Nobody stopped and was like, yo, a lint roller though?
Oh, I think.
He lint rolled
Yeah, I came across
mad
the video.
people. Nobody stopped.
You know,
This is what's happening. The conditioning is happening. People are just following, and there's no thought process.
And the scary part is we see this every day being New Yorkers, me and you.
Oh yeah.
We see this every day in the city. We see something going on, whereas it could be something simple as someone arguing with their loved one.
Right.
And we're conditioned to now, at least I am conditioned to walk past that and ignore. Like I don't know what y'all did to get there. If it get physical, okay. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna let it get to that point. Especially in public. We ain't doing that. And it's not acceptable anyway. But in New York, we walk past things every day. So, you know, it being online,
New York is the worst.
Yeah.
And I love y'all.
We'll pull out our
all
phones.
New Yorkers, but
Before we'll intervene, we'll pull out our phones. That's the scary part. You know
My
what I
boy
mean?
K, the producer, shout out to him. He posted on Facebook this morning how he fell down the steps and his neighbor pulled out her phone and recorded it. And he was like,
Yo,
I mean, F it, it was funny, so I hope it goes viral. I'm like, but what if you really got hurt?
that's
You know
not
what I
cool.
mean? And why was that her first thought process? Like, I have a problem with that neighbor. Me and that neighbor got beef. If that's me falling down the
It's
steps
like,
and you're like, oh, that's hilarious. Love that mom.
I'm about to say it's not we can't even offer each other a hand in that sense. And we're becoming desensitized to more of this rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? So the
Because
more
it's conditioning. It's conditioning to become desensitized to violence, desensitized to sex. They're trying to put a law into place where consensually, if you consent after sex has already begun, or if you take away your consent, that no longer counts. Like, what? Are you serious?
yo,
Yeah, well, everybody's worried about Kanye and Kim Kardashian and all the other madness that's happening. They're taking away rights of people, of voters. Serious things are happening. You're being conditioned to ignore it.
even down to Georgia. You know, shout out to all the politicians that are actually raising awareness about this, that are speaking upon this. But voter suppression's going on. You know,
Yeah.
Our brothers and sisters are being killed, and I'm not talking just black, white, minorities all across the board. You know what I mean? And we have to be aware to this. We have to actually also bring awareness and try to remember the comments and statements that we make with every individual. Just because we walk our days in our shoes doesn't mean they haven't went through their own experiences. Don't just because it's online throw it out there and say, oh, we don't got no, or whatever. That's my view, and it ends all there.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're affecting on the end of that.
That's
You know what I'm saying? But
everybody's an influencer.
Oh man, come on, man! Everybody got a podcast too, and shout out to the people that bring dope content to the podcast hemisphere, and bring something to the table. I try. I'm not trying to knock anyone, but
no shade at all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know who you are. If you really have no idea about anything and you just start something because it's popular, that's who you are. That's what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
But when you can't sit there and you can't make money from it, I know the online podcast and there's money from that too. But if you're not going through the right platforms to get your money with it, there's some lessons you got to learn. But we're gonna leave it at that.
A lot of lessons to be learned. And if you're not being professional and you don't have anything to talk about, can we talk about going live with nothing to say and no one to watch?
You know what? We could touch on it. What irks me is when they put the mention to you in the live.
No. Right.
And that was cute for the first 2 days when you notice it, like, why is everyone mentioning you? So you'll click it and you'll be like, oh, it mentioned, and they'll be like, no, you named it mentioning you. So I can click it. I'm like, all right, cool, that's cute. Game recognized.
Or tagging. Why do I get tagged in so many things that have nothing to do with me?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially on Facebook. That's a culprit, bro.
Especially on Facebook.
Everybody got lives. I turn off all my notifications for groups and things like that, unless it's like, of course, my man Jason. I leave that on. You know what I mean? If you're part of the group, we're about to do excellence and greatness. But
shout out to BISG, no doubt.
Definitely. And it's just, I'm getting so much notifications on my phone from all these social media platforms where it's just like, okay, come on.
Yeah, I shut it down because I can't deal with the amount of notifications that come in.
Honestly. And it's to the point where another thing I hate about the live, I know you don't got nothing to say when you go live for like 5 minutes and you just leave it in your car cup holder, and you're waiting. Like the stars will do this and they'll wait, they'll get their bots to come in and get the 700, 800,000.
They'll get the thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You're just sitting there waiting and nobody's coming.
And then
talk to the 3 people there. And I think that's where a lot of people lose sight of like social media, right? Because social media is really that. It's social. It's about socialization. So if you don't have anything to say, what are you there for? If you're looking for a bunch of people to be included, you have to start talking. You have to start speaking with substance and make people want to say, hey, what are they talking about? That's interesting. Otherwise, what is the purpose? It's the popularity contest thing. It's just so frustrating to me because I'm like, the presentation of who people really are through social media, especially when you know them in real life, that's the funniest part to me because they look like they're living this lavish lifestyle and this type of person. and they really are not in any way, shape, or form.
Social media gave light to that, and it's brought light to beautiful things too. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely,
the
good and the bad, right?
You know what I'm saying? So you got to take it the way it comes. Also another problem is just to bring up current events. Producer Southside, he was beefing with Kodak, and just because he went on live the day prior, right? And he's like, Kodak, you a bitch, this a bitch, you ain't outside, you ain't this, right? Kodak ended up going to a club the next day, and shots rang out. Now the feds are now looking into Southside just because he went on live, and he said he was gonna do that, and Kodak said, yeah, Southside don't got nothing to do with it. Kodak just keeping a G. Like, oh, I don't know nothing. He ain't got nothing to do with it. It's cool. Y'all missed the car. Kodak got bulletproof cars. You know, Lamborghini is blue and it's green.
And he just get pardoned out of jail.
What happened? Oh yeah, he did. He got pardoned by Trump. So he's just like, I don't want nothing to do with it. But he's been keeping his hands clean. He's like, yeah, it's not no beef. I don't want nothing to do with it. He's like, I'm not a project baby no more. He's like, I'm a suburban dude. Word for word, he said. So it's like, look at that now. Now the feds to watch you just because you went on live a day prior, and then the next day the person
telling your business. Nobody's learned from Bobby Shmurda yet. Like, what are you doing?
Bobby Shmurda, 6ix9ine. There's so many.
The list goes on and on and on. But everybody wants that popularity, that following. You're not even thinking about what you're saying. You're not thinking about your privacy. You're not thinking about even putting yourself in danger.
Of course.
With the way that you are presented. Look where I am. Look what I'm doing. Look at all the money I got. Like, how many people have gotten killed behind that and set up?
Set up, lined up. You know what I mean? Online. And the feds are going to grab all that Instagram. Instagram ain't going to fight it. They're going to be like, Facebook ain't going to fight it.
Watching. The hood is watching too. Those jealous people are watching too.
That's a fact.
I don't make major announcements. Like, I don't, that's not how we do things. Work hard, drop your bombs, and keep it moving. Like, I'm just so quietly. When I watch people and things they do sometimes, I'm just like,
just for clout. Clout is a real thing. Hey, VPR, and shout out to all the people that are tuning in right now. Shout out to our sponsors, Can I Buy, Renateer. There's so many sponsors right now. Thank you to them. But yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Can I Buy, for rocking that VPR Radio merch. You guys are looking good out there. I love it.
Link in bio of the VPR page. Make sure y'all go and get the merch. Me and Kiana really appreciate that, and the VPR team do too. But just to tap into just the live, and I've seen rappers get tied up in their accounts just off their Instagram, and then when they went to court, oh no, it's not me. 1,000 people have access to this account.
I can't.
And what do you do at that point? You get what I'm saying?
What can you do? In the words of that dude from 300, what can you do?
I want to take some time just to give my respects to DMX, of course. Not because he's not. It's just, let's give him his flowers when he gets to smell it. You know what I mean? And even before the situation. So I just want to say that, you know what I mean? Just for people.
That DMX situation is so tragic.
Yeah.
And I think we can even tie it right back into what we were talking about when it comes to like privacy, because the story of how he actually became addicted to crack is because his mentor gave him a blunt laced with crack when he was 14. So this is someone you're supposed to trust and admire. You look up to them. You gotta protect yourself, your circle, your privacy. You know what I mean? And protect your energy and make sure you understand and really intimately know who's around you, because sometimes it's the people you think that are really close to you that are jealous and hating. And it's sad. We've all seen it. There's been so many situations of it, but my heart breaks. He is definitely a hip hop great.
Yeah.
His voice alone, like you hear DMX and the whoo, and you're like, oh, it's about to be lit.
Slippin' is my favorite song. You know what I mean? I listened to that when I was going through anything. You know what I mean? My personal battles when I had to get to that time in my life. You know what I mean?
He added so much to hip hop, but at the same time, you felt so much of that pain and that devastation that came out through his music. And I just pray for him and his family, because this is a jacked up situation.
Another part that, like, just before coming on air, I seen a video of him on the slingshot. He was in somewhere tropical, And he brought his daughter on a slingshot. He's like, "You ready, baby?" And he goes slingshot, and the whole way up, he's like, "You okay?" She's screaming. He's just reassuring her. "You all right?
Yeah.
Daddy's got you." He's holding his hand, and they're in the air getting tossed around, and he's just reassuring her. And it was just like watching that moment. You know, take away the music, take away the drugs, take away anything that he's done. The humanity is what speaks.
Yeah.
For me. And that's what I feel like we need to focus on going forward. The humanity and everything behind that video. What did that person feel? What are they gonna feel in the comments? You know what I mean? People are speaking on Funk Flex and be like, he should have, you know, he shouldn't have said what he said. It is what it is. I ain't gonna knock him for saying it, but it might not be the right time to say it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. And my response too is like, why are you speaking on things when no one saw you creating foundations, or you know what I mean? Like, were DMX and Funk Flex best friends and he was trying to intervene and stuff? So don't try. People love to try to bring things back to themselves, and that goes back to that following, the clout, the egotistical narcissism, whatever you want to call it. When someone is in the middle of devastation and you want to start trying to bring it back to you or have all your angst, like all of that energy needs to be centered on praying for his well-being and that one more shot that he can pull through this, because none of us want to see him go out like that.
Hey, that little lesson that they teach you when you're a kid. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Don't say anything at all.
I still practice that as a grown man. If I don't got
that's
nothing,
been lost. That's why we have the social media bullies and stuff. You know.
Man. You know what I mean? And it's getting out of hand. And I love that some of the platforms are trying to cut down on it. Like you know, YouTube is removing the count for the dislike soon.
Oh,
you're saying that it's having a negative effect on the curators. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. Some of them is a running joke where some people would dislike it because, of course, they don't like the content. But the creators now are trying to stay to this algorithm of releasing videos 3 times a week so they can be favorable to get their views. You know what I mean? Within YouTube. You fall out of that, you lose sponsorships, you lose the creators licenses to a certain companies. That's why it's a competitive field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's and I agree with that.
Yeah, it's not, you know, and I hear it. Because without a dislike button, what's the point of a like button? People have argued that.
True.
But it just touches back on, even in this digital time and the digital space that we're in, there are people attached to these videos, man. When y'all share it, it's really showing a lot. I know it's funny because I might be a culprit of it too, but just be mindful, because you never know that next job opportunity. And guess what? They become the next millionaire, and they're like, oh, you. Yeah.
That's right. Once you say it, once you have video and audio and all of that, at the end, it's over. I mean?
And you know, look at the politicians right now that are getting charged with so many crimes. You know what I mean? On both sides. You know what I mean? I was just hearing about pardons, and what a pardon is admitting to your guilty. Of course, people are forgetting that. Mm-hmm. When you get a pardon, you're admitting to your guiltiness at the end of the day. So just remind when you see anybody's friends running around after they get out of office, just keep your eye on them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people right now that's begging for
guilty, pardon. But you got away with it. That's what.
You know what I'm saying? Like if anybody in the hood, I know Daquan right now need a pardon. You feel me?
Not but Daquan. It's always Daquan.
Kodak Black got it, so I got to keep hope for Daquan. You feel me?
Our special guest just slid in, so I definitely want to take a minute to introduce him. His name, Speed Autobahn, I think speaks for itself. He's a very high energy artist and very creative individual. I want to bring him up to the stage. What's up, Speed? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Oh man, I'm trying to fix it up.
There we go.
What's up, Qiana? What's going on?
What's going on? Long time no hear. We've been trying to make this happen for a while, and we've had so many different technical difficulties. And
I know. I feel like I finally made it.
Your patience, bro.
I feel like I made it. I feel like I'm in a Breakfast Club or something. I feel like I made it. I've made it to the pinnacle. I've done my thing.
I appreciate that, my brother.
I'm telling you. But what is going on? I see you've got new music. You've got new projects that are going on. Tell us about everything. Tell us about how you got started. I know I met when I saw you perform live some years ago. Shout out to Cliff's family. Unfortunately, he passed. But you did a live show, and I absolutely love the energy and everything that you brought to your music. So tell me how you got started in the industry and where your passion comes from.
Oh man, I started writing when I was a lot younger, and then from there, you know, it just kind of transitioned to obviously, you know, just started doing rap, coming from Queens, Far Rockaway, Queens. You know, first tried to be a rapper, and I was good, but that really wasn't my lane. You know, just hardcore hip hop. And
Yeah.
you know, over time, you know, I just started to work on my craft. You know, and just really try to find myself in terms of my own sound, my own music. And then from there, what happened from there was I was able to link with some dope producers, and one particular producer in general, Danny Switchblade, which is DS Blade. Shout out to DS Blade. And you know, when I met when him collaborated, he just like heard my sound, and he was like, you know what, man, I think you would be dope, man, if we give you this different edge, man. You know, you're such high energy. Let's try to do with like some EDM. Let's get some high energy music. Let's see if we can make it flow. And I'm already always had like great flows, so it just like a fish in water, man. It just blended perfectly well. And then from there, you know, it just kind of took off, you know. And then from like I guess about like 2000, like around 2015 and up, like 2015 up, it just kind of took off my sound and just the way I just been doing everything, man. Just kind of just progressing and just kind of like making my own lane pretty much, you know. And that's kind of like how I just even got into this, like, you know, my own lane.
Right. Because I would definitely call it your own lane. And it's funny, I didn't know that you were from Far Rock. You definitely don't have a Far Rock sound. Okay. Musically.
What's a Far Rock sound? I gotta ask.
It's just much harder. It's a much harder type of sound.
The Far Rock sound definitely is more streets, definitely more
for the streets.
You know, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can we safely say that now maybe Far Rock has a new sound with the artist that we have here right now, Speed?
Definitely.
How about he created his own sound? That's what I'm saying.
That's true, but he might be a new face of Far Rock. That's what, you know what I mean?
Definitely more.
But I think that's what makes him stand out so much, because that was actually one of my questions, but you pretty much answered it. Because just being from New York alone, right? Like everybody's a hip hop artist or an aspiring.
Everybody.
So to set yourself apart, and I tell musicians from all genres of music, just not just hip hop, but I think hip hop especially, because it is such a condensed market with so many people trying to break in. When you give the world something they haven't seen before, it makes a difference. Whether it's a different sound, a different look, the creativity. I think we're very much even seeing that with Lil Nas X. Love him or not love him, he's bringing something completely different that is garnering the attention of people, because that's not what you expect for hip hop. It wasn't what you expected for hip hop when he blended country and hip hop. And so I think the genius behind that.
Can we say he has elements of country and elements of hip hop?
Well, that's why I say he blended.
Can we call it hip hop?
He did a swirl. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Okay. But I love that because it makes the music that much more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes it that much more impactful. And I love the high speed, like you have a lot of almost like pop or dance kind of beats that you rap to.
Yeah,
so how do you find the ability to keep up with that? Because that's a lot of like momentum that you have to keep going as you rap.
Man, I wake up like I ate a pack of Skittles already. So it's like
you know what I'm saying? This boy got energy for days, yo.
So, you know, it's like once I get on stage and the music is blasting, is moving, you know, like you said, it's a lot of elements of EDM, pop, definitely some elements of hip hop, because, you know, I'm not a singer, but I flow. And doing this type of music, it definitely made me a better artist, because I know how to do, like, you know, attacking the beat with chant. I know how to do, like, you know, just like harmonize with the beat, find different ways to do ins and outs. Sometimes you just let the beat speak for itself, and you just find pockets to come in and out. And it's like I really get a chance to play with the music a lot more better. And especially, you know, when I'm working with producers and we get a chance to build the beat from scratch, it's, you know, it's a lot different from, you know, a typical hip hop artist. So probably just get a beat that's already created and made, and then like let me flow on it. Where I'm actually catering this to my style and catering to my voice and my own flow, and it comes out a lot more authentic, a lot more creative, and it gives you just a more personal sound. You know, and I guess, like, you know, like you said, that, you know, the last project I just came out with, it was a difficult project, Dark Days, Bright Fantasies, and it was just one of those projects where I really tapped into a lot of different genres. Like I have some songs where I'm with house singers. I have other songs where I'm with, you know, individuals that just straight DJs. you know, it was just a great way to just kind of captivate everything and just kind of put all elements in one.
Now, I gotta ask, what producers do you more gravitate to? Because now that you're in the EDM realm, or you can grab from that. What producers do you like? Like, where can I ask you, like Calvin Harris or producer along that?
Of course, you know, David Guetta, Calvin Harris, Kavinsky, those are dope. You know, like my man JS Blade. That's the genre I'm definitely gonna move to because it's more high energy, high tempo, and just the sounds the sonic sounds that they captivate and they capture in their music. But when it comes to, I guess, regular producers of hip hop or any genre, I can do that too. You know, I have the ability to do it now. Like I say, and that's one of the things. Doing the type of music I do is maybe a much stronger artist. Where sometimes I play around and do a feature with some regular hip hop artists, and they're looking like, "Oh my God, how you attack the beat like that?" You know, like I'm like, it's just instinct now. It's like I see music a different angle, man.
I love that. Further to FMI's question, because I'm glad he asked that. I wanted to ask, since you're so involved in the development of the beat itself, have you dabbled in any production? Have you segued over to that area or found interest there?
I do not have the patience for that. I'm not gonna lie. You have to have a lot of patience to do that. You know, you really do. Like I definitely see some producers I work with. They're sitting there and working on the beat for about 2-3 days. And I'm like, I don't have the patience to do that. And, you know, and especially when you're an engineer too. So I know my way around the, you know, the engineer booth. I know how to, like, you know, I can set some levels. I can, you know, do a little bit of animation. I can do some basic stuff. But in terms of actually having the time and effort to do that, nah, I don't really have the patience to do that. But I do appreciate the fact that I'm a part of the creative process, in the sense of I give the ideas. You know, we say what kind of sound I'm looking for. I'm looking for a sense. I'm looking for, you know, maybe more up tempo, boom, boom. You know, it just depends on the formula, and I kind of, like, you know, come up with this stuff, and we sit down together and we come up with a game plan and try to make it work.
So,
sorry.
Now, being from Far Rockaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being around the hip hop heads, even Qiana, just to chime in on that. Did you face any adversities? Like when you went out to the studio and you came back, all right, yo, you brought it to your homies. When you first played it for them, what did you face any adversity, or what was their first reaction? You know what I mean? What year was it? My thing is, what year? What song? Just to piggyback on it, what year? What did you start to dabble in EDM and start to feel like that was a home that you could call?
Well, around 2012, that's when I really started to dabble into it. And then by the time 2014, 15 came, I was there. It took me about a year or two to really get myself into it. But back to your question, I mean, what you said, to this day, I still have challenging friends when it comes to my style of music. You know, because I got those friends that love hardcore hip hop rap. So they be like, this, what the hell is this shit? But you know what? I could move to this, you know, I like the energy, okay. But you know, like you said, sometimes you have to, that's why it's very important for artists to find your lane. But I guess the best compliment I can get is when I have a person that's a hardcore rapper and they just listen to that type of style of rap or just any kind of genre of music, they go, yo, I like your style, man. It's different. You know, I didn't even know this kind of exists, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm not going to listen to 20 of your songs, but I could dig that song, this song. I could put it on and listen to it. So right there, that's the best, I guess, kind of affirmation and just, you know, just kind of appreciation you get from another artist or just a person in general that's not really into your genre or just the type of vibe that you do. So they can appreciate good sound and good production and things like that.
Absolutely, because you're going to recognize good music even if it's not something that you naturally gravitate
to. Of course.
I know that you mentioned animation. Yeah, absolutely. I saw this animated video that you did for, which song was that for?
Oh, I did for 2 songs, Black Ink and it was Black Ink, and the other song is How You Come to, oh man, I can't get to the top of my mind, but I did for 2 songs.
So tell me about that, because that was really dope and original and different.
Yeah, that was definitely cool. What I did with those 2 songs, I just decided to do something different in the sense of, you know, especially COVID. So it's not like I go outside and shoot videos now. Everybody's wearing masks, you know, so safety precautions. So I was like, you know what, let's try something different and do a cartoon. You know, so I actually did 2 videos for 2 songs with cartoon animations. It was it came out really dope. You know, one particular song was kind of cool because it was about now doing the type of music I do. I have some wild themes sometimes. So this one song, the theme was in particular was about dead people. I had a dream about one time my cousin, she died. Candy, rest in peace. She died, and I had a dream one night that I saw her and we spoke. And I did a song about it, and I, you know, kind of like I used elements of hip hop, chanting, a whole bunch of different, you know, different styles in it. And the video kind of just showed about me seeing her, and I went to the underworld and I saw her and I danced when we hung out. We had a night partying, and it just came out really dope, you know, just like real different. And you know, I got a lot of great positive responses from it. It was like, this is really thinking outside the box. And a lot of times I try to push music like that. You know, it's not just your sound, also just creativity in terms of visuals and things like that. So I just try to, you know, try to do my best to always try to, you know, push the envelope and do something different on my craft.
It definitely shows, like, you know what I mean? With your sound, and when I listen to your music, I'm like, have you looked into any licensing deals whereas like you could use your music for soundtracks? Because I definitely feel like your record's got a feel for that. You know, like it's a dope place where that your music could flourish. You get what I'm saying? Definitely like the movie.
I agree, and I get a lot of that too. A lot of people say I definitely should, like, you know, into licensing my movies and things like that. So I started doing some stuff like that, some small shows, a couple of podcast series, not podcast series, a kind of web series. Ghetto No Girl is actually, shout out to Ghetto No Girl series. They actually use some of my music for their stuff. Last year when my song Lose Control actually won an award in Italy. It was Let's bet.
That international exposure.
So it was definitely dope, you know. So a lot of people was grooving to it, you know. So, you know, definitely appreciate the accolades, man.
It's beautiful.
International is move too.
That when you could use your music to open so many different avenues, you know what I mean? Look at what he done with his records, getting awards and having it, you know, being in another country and just having it in the movies. It's dope to see artists now understanding the power of their music. Before it was just more of a, oh, I'm gonna get on the radio. But you see how you went many different routes while doing that. That's the beauty of like the new age artist and what he's also doing here at VPR.
So, you tapped into it. You know, the thing is, like, you know, you gotta be everywhere. You can't be everywhere, so you have to find ways to be everywhere. You know, and the dopest thing is that, you know, like you said, I got people in Italy over there blasting my music and dancing. I never even met these people before, and I've never even been to Italy. You know, so it's just dope to even have that kind of experience, to just know that you kind of you have people that's definitely, you know, feeling your vibe and they're influenced by, you know, the sound and the music that you do.
Yeah, after the show, I actually want to connect you to a DJ in Brazil. He's really, really dope, and I think he would love your music. You guys could do some great things together.
Definitely.
His DJ name is Sound Project 21. Extremely dope. So I'll slide in your DMs on that one. But yeah, I love being able, like you said, FMI, to see these artists take the new route and really understand how to build their own level of success independently. Can you tell us about the challenges and the obstacles that you've experienced in not having the machine behind you and having to, you know, do things for yourself and do your own recording? And how has that been for you? Do you feel like you've learned so much that it has just helped you flourish as an artist, or do you feel like there's been a lot of times when you were like, damn, if I just was signed to a label, this would be so much easier?
No, it's definitely a challenge. You know, a lot of times it starts with the confidence in yourself. You know, a lot of times you have to believe in your sound. Because like I said, when I first, you know, DJ FMI, what you just said a while ago, when I first started crafting into this lane, I didn't have a lot of support in terms of people around me. But, you know, I mean, in terms of an audience. But individuals around me, like I said, D.S. Blade, shout out to my, you know, my late manager, Sife Campaign. He passed. He also was one of, you know, the biggest critics, but he also was the most supportive person I ever could meet. You know, and they kind of push you to find innovative ways to create your music. And like you said, when you go into the studio, you know, by yourself, or you're going with another person, you just sometimes you might have to go in there 4 or 5 times to make sure that sound is right. And at the end of the day, I guess one of the best advice he ever told me is that you only get one chance to make a first impression. So, you know, you got to sit there and you have to, if it's not sounding right, you got to go back over and over until it sounds right. You know, and I've actually worked on songs in the past where it took me maybe like 7, 8 takes. I mean, that takes sessions to actually get it the right way I want it to be. And then when it comes out fire, that is the best feeling you can have, because, you know, no one knows that it took you 20 hours to do that. They just know that final product. and they like that. They just remember you by that final product. So that's the way I kind of see it. You know, I just kind of measured up, and that was, you know, part of the grind right there, just making sure that the sound was of quality. Because, you know, if you're bringing something new to the table, anybody can bring something new and sounds like trash, but you got to bring something new that's going to be of
And they
quality.
often
You know,
do.
exactly.
They often do. And I love that because having the quality, it doesn't matter if you take 12 hours or 12 different sessions and $400
hmm
to get one song right. You know what I mean? Versus taking that time and dropping an entire album and the whole thing just being trash. Taking the time to perfect your craft is where your success is going to come from. And
Of course.
I love that you approach it with that mindset because you're not trying to run to the finish line. You know what I mean? You're taking your time to get there and doing your due diligence along the way. So I
Now, of course,
definitely
you
agree.
know, yeah, and you got to have people around you that's going to give you honest criticism. You know, like, you know, I have a good team of people around me. You know, shout out to my man Hector Rise, D9. You know, the team right there. You know, he's
Oh yeah,
definitely a person
they're
that.
on the check-in right now. Actually,
Oh, what?
Hector's right there shouting you out.
So,
Absolutely.
nah, definitely. So, you know, it's you know, you have a lot of people around you. I have my man Rich Notch. He's another artist that I know very well. He actually has his own platform. You know, he gets a lot of great feedback on songs. I have my, you know, my close DJ, DS Blade. You know, I have a lot of individuals around me that's there to give you that realness and let you understand, like, you know, make sure you're up to par. And sometimes as an artist, you know, we slip sometimes. You know, sometimes you may not go as hard as you should on one track or one particular song, and you have those individuals say, "Nah, man, this is not up to par for yourself," and they keep
Hmm.
you, you know, keep you in that lane. So I
And
mean,
that's
the struggle. I
important.
mean, yeah, it is, you know, and the struggle is, like you said, part of it was, you know, one of it, you know, having to be the main person to actually fund your craft. You know, you have to put your own money into your own craft. And I mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you know, anybody who does a business, when you're an independent business owner, you put money into it because you believe in your craft and you have to go hard. You know, so if you only go in half-assed, why do it? You know, that's kind of like the, you know, the way I kind of look at it.
Amen to that. When you go half-ass, it shows, right?
But of course,
So, for all of our listeners here on VPR, I need you to explain a vivid picture of what coming to a Speed Autobahn show is about. When you hit the door, I need you to explain the experience, the energy that you're going to give on stage. I need you to explain that for me so you can paint all the VPR listeners.
oh man, okay. So, all right. So when you come to my show, the way it usually starts off is before I even get on stage, I have a DJ with me, usually my man DS Blade, and the music is rocking. Boom, 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 boom. So everybody's moving. Everybody's moving. You're already getting into the trance. And what's even more funny is that if it's a show that has a real eclectic and different type of genres, so you may go from like this crazy hip hop song, and everybody's like, all right, and out of nowhere you hear, boom, what the hell is this on there? So everybody's looking crazy, and they're like, all right, getting into it. And then once I get on stage, I just grab the mic and we just go through track after track. You know, I'm jumping off stage, I'm interacting with people. If I see a girl, let's say it's a particular song. I think when Qiana saw me perform, I perform International Girl. And that's the one song that I did, International Girl. And obviously the song is self-explanatory.
That's
So
crazy
I'll
that
look
you
for,
remember that. Though. This was like 6 years ago, no?
nah, but I have great memory. You know, I have great
I
memory.
love it.
So I did International Girl. I will get off stage. If I see a woman that's of Asian descent, Hispanic descent, I'm pointing them out. I'm dancing with them. We have a good time. You know, and then I might throw on shirts off. Another song I have shirts off. So that's why being an artist and being physically fit definitely helps. So I'm ripping my shirt off, going
That's right.
crazy. Got the leather coat on with me too.
Yo,
Okay.
two things, bro. I'm gonna let you continue because I like where this is going. Two things. One, VPR. If you cuffed up, do not bring your cuffed up woman to the front of the stage at the Speed show.
I can't.
Send her single
She's gonna
home.
pull a Trey Songz.
Send her single home to us. Second thing, bro, I love that energy. And I see you going with it, so I'm gonna let you rock on. So just continue.
Yeah, so the shirts is off. Everybody's screaming. People don't even vibe my genre. They just loving it just from the energy. They getting drunk. I put on a song, one of my songs, Red Carpet Fresh. So part of the chorus is everybody put their drinks up. I'm getting everybody drinking, everybody getting intoxicated and drunk.
Hey, VPR, I'm down for the show. Hey, man.
Then,
if he got everybody drinking, everybody having a good time, I'm down for it.
That's what it's about.
We're ready to go outside finally, right, FMI?
Feel me? Yo, shout out to the people that got their vaccines. Y'all stay on that side. Y'all stay on that side.
So I even tell you a wilder story. So one time I performed this club in Lower East Side. It was a wild crowd, and one of my
I
boys
probably
got
know
so
exactly what you're talking about. Was it like a hip hop showcase?
one of my boys got so wild he cracked the Corona bottle over his head.
On his own head?
His
Cracked
own
the Corona
head?
bottle.
Was that mercury?
Corona bottle.
That
On
shit.
his head cap. Glass
Oh,
went
wow.
everywhere.
Hey.
Now picture this. Everybody stopped for a second. There was a slight pause, and we just kept going.
And they just
Everybody
kept
was
going. Right,
crazy.
absolutely. Ain't nobody got time for that. You would have cracked them over your head, then you alive, you all right? Right.
As long as you ain't suing, then I don't know. Show me be good.
Exactly, man. So
Absolutely.
he had a little gash on his head too. It was crazy, but we gave him a towel. He wrapped it over his head like a turban.
A couple towels, soak up the blood.
You should have given him some more alcohol to clean this stuff, but be honest with you.
Well,
at that point,
actually, it was right with the bottle. It probably had alcohol in it, so it just went into
it. You're right. But what if he had a lime in the little beer bottle? You see, he was drinking beer.
God.
Nah, but it's about energy, man. It's energy. They loved it, man.
So it's safe to say that, like, your fitness, you being an artist, it's influenced your lifestyle and it's influenced the music. That's safe to say?
Now, 100% right, man, because I'm in the gym 3-4 times a week, running 4 or 5 miles 3 times a week, stay in shape. Because, I mean, when you're performing for an hour or so, you get winded, especially the music I do. So I'm going 100 miles per hour throughout the whole performance.
And he's not even lying, though. Like, I've seen it firsthand myself, so I can vouch. That's why his name makes perfect sense. This man has so much damn energy.
I'm here for it. You know what I mean? And it's rare now that we've seen an artist, an unsigned artist, that cares about their physical appearance from the gate. Normally, the artists got to get signed. They got to put money into you. You know what I'm saying? We've seen 50 Cent before he got signed, and we've seen 50 Cent when he came back with Eminem. We noticed in the club, bro. And I was like, so I ain't gonna knock it. That's 3,000 behind you, and you out the hood. You eating steak. You might get buff. It might happen. You know what I mean? So I respect your hustle, just respecting your craft and how it just influences. That's dope.
I'm not trying to catch a heart attack on stage. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I can't,
Okay. It's true.
Can't catch a heart attack on stage.
No, you can't. Not for those length of performances. Anyway, tell us what you have coming up next. What we have going on for this year.
So I just recently finished a project, Dark Days, Bright Fantasies. Check it out, Spotify, iTunes, on everything right now, all major streaming platforms, doing really well. I'm working on another project right now. I'm still debating on the name of it, but I have maybe about like 10 to 12 tracks already completed. This one's going to be really cool. I'm actually working with some guys. I have one particular producer I'm working from Greece. His name is Dorgan. Shout out to him, the magician. So I'm working on a project with him from Greece, and he does straight like EDM, like kind of like a poppy sound. So I think it's going to be crazy when we collaborate and do this together. So I'm really looking forward to that project, to that particular track right there. I'm working on with him, and I have some other cool projects, with DS Blade. I have some other projects with some other artists that I've been working with. Shout out to Senada. I have a couple of songs with her too. I'm working with. She's a phenomenal singer. If you check out my new project, Dark Days, Bright Fantasies, she's on a few of those songs. Ecstasy. I think I sent you Ecstasy, Never Meant to Be, Black Ink. I sent you some of those tracks, so it's definitely moving.
Yeah, we're going to get that on our...
We're definitely going to add that, just to tag into Qiana, onto the VPR playlist after the interview is uploaded. I need you guys to check out that music, share it to your friends. Here at VPR, we bring unsigned artists every Thursday. We bring the energy, the good vibes, and everything else. Qiana, you have any more questions for the one and only Speed? Because I love his energy. I'm going to listen to his music with an extra ear because I bought into his character. I'm telling you. After this, I bought into the character. If I go to his show and I don't see or a girl's going crazy, I'm going to be tight. I'm going to be mad.
I got you, man. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Shirts off.
He got you on that. Shirts off.
I'm sharing the interview too. I was like, remember you said this to us on VPR. Everyone that's tuning out, I heard you say it here first, bro. I'm gonna hold you to
it. No, we're absolutely looking forward to hearing more about your projects, and we would love to bring you back after the next couple of quarters have passed. please tell everyone where they can follow you, how they can find you, and also stream your music.
Well, you can find me on, like I said, all major music platforms, Speed Autobahn, and I'm on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I'm on everything. Pretty much. You definitely can check me out on Spotify. Listen to me 24/7. And I mean, if you want to get out of bed, if you're going to the gym right now and you ready to get your blood going, I'm perfect for you right there. All right, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, I appreciate the opportunity. I've been trying to hang out with you guys for a while now. Like I said, I finally made it to the top of the mountain now.
No, we got to get you
right back to the mountain, family.
We got to get you in the studio when everything passed with COVID and everything like that. Your energy,
it's a whole different experience. But we love having
you. I'm looking forward to it, and I definitely bring some characters with me. I bring some my team with me, and we got some interesting characters on my team. So you'll definitely
I'll have the wine and fruit.
And hey, you also, for me, personal request. You know what I'm saying? Bring the girls. You feel me? That we got the shows. Bring those two. Bring like 2 of them. I would appreciate it. We could eat cheese curds, pineapple, and we can drink wine, bro, and we can have a blast, my brother.
I got you, man. I got you. That's easy.
Live it up. You feel me?
That's easy. That's all the track right there. Live it up. That's the other song I performed for too. Live it up.
You feel me? That's the universe right there. That's what I believe in. Let's get it.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us, Speed. We look forward to having you back, and enjoy the rest of your weekends. And keep up the great work. We love what we see.
I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Appreciate it, bro.
Ciao. Wow, he's great.
Yeah, I love that energy, man. The sun's shining in the house right now. I'm feeling the energy.
Right, I'm ready to go.
Qiana's gang, you're ready to put 10 toes down on a plane, but
out the door.
You know, we're about to live it up for the hard work that Qiana has put in. So everyone, when you like this video, make sure y'all follow Qianathegoddess. Give her love, light, and just energy that is positive.
Thank you.
And
you gotta be following DJ FMI because he's the best and keeps us on tilt.
I try my best.
Couldn't be VPR Radio without DJ FMI, man.
Couldn't be VPR Radio without the one and only Qianathegoddess. Right? The purple goddess. The only one. Y'all see some imposters. We've been talking about imposters a whole lot today.
There's some imposters, man.
There's a few, but it's all right. All positive to everyone.
All positive vibes. Love and light to everybody. That's all I gotta say.
That's 100%. But guys, share this episode, please. Make sure you check out our Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes, anywhere you could type in.
We're everywhere. Anywhere you listen to a podcast, anywhere you watch video, we're on there. We're on there.
You know what I mean? So we got so many positive vibes and positive energy, so we're not even gonna leave anything.
Yeah. Can't wait to come back next week. I'll have a nice tan straight from Puerto Rico. So I am excited.
I'm gonna have a tan too. Not from Far Rockaway, but I'm gonna be on the block. Hey yo, VPR, I got so much love for y'all and the energy y'all show me, but like a boy lost some weight, so I'm gonna make sure I'm outside.
Yeah, you look amazing, FMI.
I'm trying to look like you, Qiana. I'm trying to look like
you. We're gonna do what you tried to do to me. We're gonna do the blind dates. We're gonna have the FMI.
I got time.
Hello. They're gonna have to take you out. That's the difference. They're gonna have to take you out and wine and dine you and show you a good time. Because that's what you deserve, partner.
VPR, the one life lesson I could give you before the episode ends. Make sure you take the time to appreciate yourself. Make sure you take the time to work on yourself. So when you do meet anyone, you don't have to worry about all the overwork because you're complete as a human being yourself. It really is that simple. That's all I can say.
I love that. Be the best version of you, man. That's all you need to do.
That's a fact.
I appreciate you, partner.
Yeah, I appreciate
you guys have a great weekend. We will be back here next week. We've got Rachel Wilson. We've got Derek Lindsay. So he's going to come in. We're going to get to talk about the Grammys more. You remember, guys, he was here a few weeks ago. We're going to talk more about Prince. So we want to get all those good stories and all those good vibes. And we're super excited. So make sure you tune in. Please, we appreciate you sharing all the time. We appreciate all the love that you show us. Make sure you're following us at VPR_radio on all social media platforms. And we'll be back here next week. So stay blessed. Keep toxicity away from you. And stay positive and keep smiling, okay? Love you for watching.